And welcome again, everyone, to another edition of the BIS podcast, broadcasting live on the Marvin Network, where our goal is to bring you updates in local government technology and to mix in a little bit of fun as well. We have none other than Mr. Fun himself, Junior Anderson, joining us back on the podcast today. Junior, pleasure to have you on, my man.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thank you for having me. Feels like it was just yesterday since I've been here.
I know. It just feels like it wasn't too long ago, but hey, you're right back in. And hey, that's what we love to have when we got Mr. Fun on.
I try to do what I can, when I can, how I can.
A pleasure to have you back on. Today's topic is about a phrase that's considered the most dangerous phrase in IT, and it's called, "We've never had an issue." Now, Junior, when you hear that phrase sometimes, again, we have clients who call in all the time. Again, there's always issues when it comes to IT. In a perfect world, that's what we try to strive for, but there's always going to be those IT issues that linger out there. So when you hear that phrase, Junior, where do you think that kind of comes about, and where do you think we as a IT company really strive to resolve those issues?
Well, first and foremost, it's one of those phrases, it's even like out of sight, out of mind. It's the back end, you don't really see issues or feel like issues are arising until they finally do. If you worked in IT for any amount of time, you probably heard it before. We never had an issue, and almost every time, right before you say that, that's when something breaks. So today it's pretty much just going over talking about that mindset is one of the most dangerous ones in IT, and how it quietly puts businesses at risk. Let alone could potentially put ours or anyone else's business at risk as well. So, and before you even realizing it.
No, absolutely, Junior. And again, we deal with issues all the time. Really, one of the big issues that really kind of come about is scammers. Let's say an issue comes up where they get a suspicious email, and they click on that email, and they're thinking, "Oh, is it suspicious? Should we contact our IT company, or is it just something we could just delete and not even try to worry about?" Those are, I feel like, are some of the issues that come up, and why we're always so rampant that with anybody that we cover, for if an issue like that pops up or you think something is suspicious, to contact us immediately.
Correct. Yeah. Anything that pops up, if it's suspicious email, something that doesn't seem right, email coming from yourself, I've always advised just to reach out to your IT, even if it's something small, little, petty. Doesn't even matter. Reach out to your IT. No question is a bad question.
I think everybody gets it. There's always certain, and again, it doesn't have to be a scammer issue or a suspicious email or activity or anything like that. It could be the littlest issue of, can't reset your password, or you got locked out of your computer. And again, as you just kind of said it right there, there's nothing that should prevent from giving us a call if there's an issue, because that's what we're here for, is to fix it.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other issues that you feel like clients may not reach out at first, but then maybe reach out a little bit later when it feels like it can become a little bit more of a problem?
It could be a few things, that people don't realize, even restarts, if you're not restarting your computer with, at least once a week, problems do arise, and no one really knows about it. It could be the simplest problems to the big problems. If you're not restarting your computer, it could cause so many delays and malfunctions, with saving documents, opening different applications, things like that. And, people don't really realize it until they're in that situation, and they don't really, it's not their job to, stay up to date on their computers, but just to be aware, if it's applications not opening up, instead of getting frustrated about it, you easily just reach out to us. If we see that the computer's been turned on for X amount of times, sometimes all it takes is a restart. Also, another one, take backups for an example. A company might say, yeah, our backups are running every night. We've never had a problem. But then you ask that one question, when was the last time you tested or done a restore on that backup? That's where things get quiet, because a backup isn't, a backup unless it can be restored. And a lot of times that's the first time anyone finds out something's been wrong for, a short period of time, or could be a long period of time. So,
and I think the thing, Junior, that we really preach around here at BIS is that backups. Brandon Lewis has told me that so many times here on the podcast. Backups are the key to protecting your information.
Oh yeah. Without backups, if you lose it, it's almost like losing life. You need backups to just be able to restore. If your computer crashes, breaks down, if you have your backups going, there should be no worries, once you get a new computer, that you're going to have, all your data back, if you're having all your backups done properly in the right way.
Absolutely, man. Well, we're just about out of time here on today's episode. Again, we've been going over the topic of we've never had an issue and why is considered the most dangerous phrase in IT. Junior, before we let you go today, is there anything you like our clients or even potential clients to know out there and what they can do if they ever run into an issue?
Yeah, just I mean, if there's any issues you have, hey, if your little left clicker on your mouse is not working, call us. We'll be more than happy to help you out. Like I said, no question is a dumb question. So we're here and we're happy to help y'all. So
Absolutely. Again, folks, as Junior just said, if it can be the littlest issue in the world, and if you have us for your IT services, please give us a call, and that's what we'll do. We'll make sure we take care of you and resolve that issue. If you are interested, if you're an organization out there that is looking at a new IT provider, please maybe give us a shout and let us tell you about what we can do for you. Again, our phone number is 800-247-9045. You can also email us as well at sales@bisconsultants.com. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the BIS podcast. Junior, I thank you so much for joining us here today, man, and going over this topic today and taking the time out of your schedule to do it with me, man. And I really do appreciate it.
yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem at all. Again, thank you all for tuning in to this edition of the BIS podcast. Again, we've been going over the topic of we've never had an issue, the most dangerous phrase in IT. Again, it could be the smallest issue in the world, folks. Just give us a call. And again, we are here to help any way we can. Thank you to Junior Anderson for joining us today. I'm Josh Green, and until next time, so long and goodbye.